Latinos are just fashionably late. Like we're just fashionably late people. I don't know what it is. We be dancing in the shower, singing in the shower, putting makeup. Like these Latina girls be going above and beyond when it comes to their makeup and their hair. So you got to be very patient with them. Very beautiful women. You know, beauty takes time.
Hey, Jaime Woods, we here to travel and motivate. No curry, we just trying to keep our minds in a golden state. We answer to nobody but the Lord, we control our fate. Too many things to see just to sit in a hole and bake. We growing, ayy.
Another one, ladies and gentlemen, is the social skills. You need to develop social skills. I know it sounds crazy. Jamie, why are you including this in? Of course I'm social. I just have to say it because the problem is Latin America and the United States is very different. In the United States, everyone's closed off, isolated. No one wants to speak to each other. No one wants human interaction. In Latin America, the complete opposite. Everyone's extremely social. People are more approachable. People will approach you to speak. Right? That's just how it is in Latin America. It might be too much in your face, right? When you go and greet the women will kiss you in the cheek, right? They'll be like, mwah, mwah. And some places might even kiss you in the mouth as soon as they meet you if they like you. You know what I mean? So that's the thing, guys, is you have to kind of adapt to how social things are. So if you're not the most social person, I don't know if Latin America is for you. Maybe go to Europe because it's a bit more similar to America to an extent. But Latin America is the complete opposite. It's social capital. Everyone socializes from sun up to sundown, and that's the way it is every single day. As soon as you step outside your house, you're socializing with people, whether that's the doorman or doorwoman, the barista, wherever. People want to speak to you. Which is why I told y'all learn Spanish, because that way you're able to connect to these people more, and they'll fuck with you more. They'll like you more because you speak Spanish. They give you different treatment, which is kind of what I forgot to mention in my Spanish point when I said learn the language, right? Same thing applies in Brazil, Portuguese. But yeah, people will socialize with you. So you kind of got to be more open, more approachable, more willing to speak to people. You got to let go of all those like social norms and everything that comes with America. You got to let go of all that. Right? No more of this, go in the streets and be to yourself and look at nobody and talk to nobody. No, you got to talk to people, right? Because people are going to take it very disrespectful if you're not trying to talk to them or look them in the eye or shake their hand or whatever the case is, right? And I'm not saying all Americans are like this or all states are like this in America, but especially here where I'm at in the tri-state area where everything's so busy and fast moving, people ain't trying to talk to nobody. People don't want to have human interaction over here. You know what I mean? Like I'll go out on the streets and there's some days where I go out in the streets full of people and don't talk to anybody, right? You can literally order anything you want online, have it delivered to you, or you could just go ahead and pick something up, and then that's that. No human interaction. That's how it is here. But in Latin America, it's very different. So you have to be able to be more open, approachable, shake people's hands, say hello, be nicer, be kinder, be more warmer, because that's how it is in Latin America.
Oye, papacito, if you already haven't, make sure to subscribe to Jaime Woods' channel and check out the Patreon for exclusive content. You won't regret it. Link is in the description. Te amo, papcito. Until next time. Besos.
Another one, guys, is adapt to social norms, okay? Now, Latin America has a couple social norms that are a little bit different from here in the United States. One of them that I need to let you guys know about that's very popular in Latin America across the board, doesn't matter what country it is timing. You guys need to be able to get timing right in Latin America, because here's the problem. Over here in the United States, if someone says be here at 8 p.m., that means be here at 8 p.m. In fact, you need to be here at 7:50, 7:30, 30 minutes before, right? That's how it is here in America. In Latin America, if someone says 8 p.m., they mean 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night. And that's a social norm. You can't get mad at people. You can't get frustrated. That's just the way it is. You just need to adapt. And that's across the board, right? So if you want to hang out with someone at 8 o'clock at night, you got to tell them, hey, man, let's hang out at 5. That way they can be there by 8. You know what I mean? So you got to be a little smart when it comes to Latin America. And that's just the way it is. You can't get mad at people. It's not them being disrespectful. It's just a social norm in Latin America. A lot of y'all are going to be like, why is that the case? No clue. Latinos are just fashionably late. Like we're just fashionably late people. I don't know what it is. We be dancing in the shower, singing in the shower, putting makeup. Like these Latina girls be going above and beyond when it comes to their makeup and their hair. So you got to be very patient with them. Very beautiful women. Beauty takes time. You know what I mean? So y'all just can't get mad at these chicks or these people for being late, because that's just the way it is in Latin America. Another thing is, do not dress to impress too much in Latin America. Don't be going out there with Gucci, Louis Vuitton, chain, nice watches, all that. Wear that occasionally. Be very smart where you wear these things. Because the problem is that is a good way to get robbed and make yourself a target. You don't want to be a target in Latin America. So make sure that you guys are dressing accordingly. All right. So don't dress too flashy, but neither do you want to dress like a bum. Dress right in between. There's that fine line you guys need to hit, right? Nice shirt, doesn't have to be anything crazy. Some nice jeans, some solid shoes. You don't have to wear too much jewelry, right? You don't got to wear jewelry at all. In fact, in Latin America, they'll just snatch off your freaking neck, or the motorcycles will come by and rob you. So you don't want that. So I would say don't wear jewelry unless you're going to be in a safe environment. So if you're going to a wedding and you're going to be in there, maybe you could wear your watch. Another social norm in Latin America is family is key here. So family might be involved in almost everything. So family might come over to your house without even a warning. They might just be knocking at your door like, hello, what's going on? Like, it's not like here where people are going to ask you, hey, can I come to your house on this day at this time, right? In Latin America, they might just pop up out of nowhere and you have to accept that because that's a social norm. Family is key and family is very important. So if you guys happen to be living in Latin America and you're dating a Latina, right? Because this is a perfect example for that. So you're dating a Latina. Her family comes by to visit her. You can't get mad at that, right? Because that's just a norm. People, they might come by randomly in the middle of the day, knocking your door, and you can't get mad at that because that's just the way it is over there, man. So just letting y'all know that is another norm you guys have to get used to, especially if you're living in Latin America and if you're potentially dating a Latina. Another thing in terms of family, guys, if you're at a social gathering with family, so you're at a family party, you have to greet every single person in the house. You have to say bye to every single person in the house. If you happen to go in the crib and you forget to say hi or bye to certain people, they will gossip about you and you will be known as an asshole. And you don't want to be known as that guy. So make sure to greet everybody and say bye to everybody. And the last social norm I want to go over that's extremely important, because there's a ton of them. I might make a video about just this in general because I think this is very important. But another social norm in Latin America that you guys cannot mess up on is make sure if you're invited to someone's house, whether that's a friend's or your girlfriend's or your girlfriend's family house, and they make food for you, you better eat that. And it better be clean. That plate better be white. You better be licking that plate up and shit. Girl, you got that yummy, 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 yummy. Like that Justin Bieber song. Bro, you better have that shit clean. That shit needs to be clean. That shit needs to look like you just washed it in the sink. That's how clean that shit need to be. That shit better be fucking sparkling from how clean it is, bro. There better not be one fucking piece of chicken or one grain of rice that's left on that damn plate, man. You better eat it. If you go to a Latin family's house and they fucking busted their ass to make that food for you and you don't even eat a plate, boy, you will be the most hated person in that house. So make sure that even if you're not hungry, even if you just ate before that, you better eat that plate. You better force yourself to eat that shit, because that is one of the ultimate disrespectful moves that you can do in Latin America. So watch out for that social norm there, ladies and gentlemen. The last thing I want to go over, guys, is please remain humble and respectful. Now, us as Americans and even as Europeans or Westerners, there's a part of us that can come off a little bit, arrogant, right? And this is something that Latin Americans hate about Americans, that we can become very arrogant. And sometimes it's without us even thinking, right? So this is why I say don't dress too flashy, none of that. You don't got to do that, right? Because when you dress flashy, it comes off arrogant and also comes off very, very, and you're also making yourself a target. So when I mean arrogant, like you don't want to be the type of American that's going over there that's acting in this way that you think you're superior to others just because you're American and you got more money to them. And they can sense that. They can sense that energy. So you don't want to give off that energy. You want to give off the energy that you're one of them, which you are. We're all human beings at the end of the day. Just because you're from the USA doesn't mean you're better than anyone. It just means that you're fortunate, but it doesn't mean you're better. So you want to give off that humble, down-to-earth vibe when you're over there. You want to be able to be willing to learn things, willing to try out their culture, willing to try out their food, willing to go to neighborhoods. Like, for example, if you're dating a Latina and she's like, hey, I have family in the countryside. Well, guess what? The countryside isn't really the nicest of places, depending where you go. And, dirt roads, they probably have a house that's, it looks like a shack, right? It might not be the best looking house, but you got to be able to go to these places and be cool with going to these places. You know what I mean? Don't be that guy like, oh, I can't go there. Oh, it needs to be a 5-star hotel. Oh, it's a lot of dirt. Ugh. Don't be that type of guy. Don't be that type of American. Be willing to get your hands a little bit dirty. Be willing to be able to be humble and be like, you know what? This is fine. You know what I mean? The fact that these people live here and they're happy, and in fact, a lot of these people that live in these places are probably happy than most Americans that live in mansions. That's the crazy part. You know what I mean? Money sometimes isn't everything. But you got to be able to let go of that Americanized mindset of, you know, we're the best, and, you know, we're the best country in the world, and blah, blah, blah. You got to let go of that when you come to Latin America. If you want people to like you, you got to let go of that and be able to be that nice, down-to-earth American that's willing to be open-minded and try and go to new places in these places, even if it's not the best of places. You got to be able to be willing to do that. That's how you're going to succeed. All right. So, guys, if I'm going to end it right there. But, guys, if you do all these things I just said, so you learn the language, you learn how to dance, you go to these festivals, try out the food, you make sure that, you know, you're not showing up too early to events, that you're showing up just at the right time. So, rule of thumb, I forgot to mention this, rule of thumb, try to show up maybe 2 hours after the time they said to show up. So if the party starts at 7, you show up at 9. But you don't show up empty-handed. You come with it like a case of beer or something. All right. So do that. You do all these things, right? You eat the food when you go to the family's house. You shake everyone's hand. You say bye to them. You're a humble dude. You're going to thrive in Latin America. You're going to be the most like Gringo in there, man. You're going to have so much fun out there. And listen, man, Latin America is a great part of the world. And I'm Latino and I love it to death. And I made this video so that way you guys can navigate better and, of course, have the best trip and the best time, or maybe you're moving over there, have the best stage of your life possible while you're in Latin America. So, guys, I'm Jaime Woods. I'm trying to travel and motivate, and your boy is done for the day. But make sure to subscribe, check out the Patreon, check out the merch, link in the description. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen,